Hello guys, welcome back to the Beastie Room. Today we are going to have a pairing video today, and we've been a little bit slow with these, so we're trying to catch up. And we got many of our spiders are ready to pair up now, and what with one thing and another, we've been struggling to get either males ready or actually just getting things back on track and getting them moving. So we've had a bit of a run of them just lately, so we've got a few to start sharing out. Now today's one is going to be the Psalmopoeus irminia, which is the Venezuelan Sun Tiger. Now the female that we're going to pair up today is a second generation female that we bred here ourselves. So should she produce a sack, this will be the third generation in the Beastie Room. So this is what it's all about. This is where captive breeding comes into its own. These spiders are still caught wildly and in the wild, and are still brought in. So there's still imports coming in. But the more we can do as hobbyists ourselves and start producing these spiders to filter out back into the hobby, the better it's going to be for our wild populations. So that's what we're all about. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to actually produce a few more that will actually take off some of the pressure. And if everybody done that, you'd be surprised the effect it would have. Right then. Well, without further ado, why don't we go and have a look and see how they got on.
Well, here comes our little male. This, of course, is the Psalmopoeus irminia, or the Venezuelan Sun Tiger. Now, these are a staple spider in the hobby, and for good reason too. They are absolutely lovely. And here's our little male. And as you can see, he was a little bit upset about coming out of his tub, and he's giving it his full-on funnel web pose. Look at me, I'm a bad boy. Now he's actually sat in this pose for about 15 minutes. And this sometimes happens. And occasionally, when this happens like this, if they don't break out of it reasonably quickly, we give them a little bit of time to settle down. And then what we do is we will intervene. And we will try and remind him of what the actual job in hand is all about. As you can see now, he's slowly relaxed now. And he's doing this funny little foot shaking thing. And what he's doing now is he's actually gone from being into a defensive pose to now he's in a, I'm just going to hide down here and sulk for a little while. See what happens. So we left him for this for a while, and then it was time to wake him up. There you go. He's back into that defence. But you notice if we maintain the contact with him, we can move him, and he comes out of the defence and starts to move away, which is exactly what we wanted him to do. Now occasionally, sometimes males can be stubborn. Sometimes they just sit tight, they don't want to move. But then the minute the female appears, it all becomes apparent why he's there. Others pick up pheromones real quick and react very quickly. It really is the luck of the draw. And not all males are the same. You know, some are very quick to respond, others are very slow. Now this guy here, he's not really giving it much at all. Just getting the odd little shake going on there now. There he goes, just a little bit. Yep, he's thinking about it. He's a little bit tentative. After all, this is his very first encounter. He may be a little shy. Now we're getting very, very slight movement from him. Oh, and here she comes. Here comes our female. Oh, he's like, who's that? And he's away. Look, you see now how he turns around. Now this is something you should see when you're moving your spiders. You see how she touched the back leg? That turned him around to face her. This is what you want to be doing when you're moving your spiders. So there you go now. Look, he's picking up the tempo a little bit now. He's getting a little bit more full on. This girl here, she is a female that we bred here, and she is a second generation female that we are now pairing. So she will produce the third generation in captivity for us. And like I say, we bred her ourselves, grown her on, and she's an absolutely lovely spider. And as you can see there, she's very gentle as well, which is just what we need with a shy male like this one. He's not really 100% sure what he's up to, but instinct tells him it's much better if he is a little bit higher up. Now you see he's starting to clean his pedipalps. He knows what it's all about now. It's all falling into place. There you go, she's moving over. She molted out around about 12 weeks ago, I think. And she's good and ready. You notice she's got a lovely large plump abdomen as well, so we've been feeding her up. And with that extra food, I'm pretty sure that's what gets these guys to start developing eggs. You notice how he's holding his pedipalps out of the way. We get a little bit of a flicking motion going on there. Now, generally speaking, these guys aren't that bad to pair. They're fairly simple to breed, and they do in fact make a really good beginner spider in the realms of breeding. There you go. You can see, look, she's almost offering herself up. He's not had to do much work at all, really. So she's showing her compliance. He's taking his time, which is fine. This is good. Here we go. Now he's stepping it up a little bit now. You can often tell when the males are getting ready because you see their back legs start twitching. And you can see where he's looking for purchase all the time. Now you can see there the first two front legs are actually holding her fangs back and they're actually bending her over. And then you can see the outside legs. There you go. He took a dive for it there. I think he actually missed. It don't look as if he hit the spot. Sometimes they dive in like that, other times they take it steady. Look at those fangs, they are huge. Now we're going to look at a different angle now. I think he may just have got it, but a little bit iffy. So we're not 100% sure there. Normally we would see it much clearer, and we would see by the shape of her posture. That's what would give it away. You can see there he's maintained contact as well. Very important. Here he goes. He's happy that she's not too upset. Look at those fangs. That female's fangs are huge on these guys. Now we come back to the other angle now. And you can see so far, everyone has stayed nice and calm. Our female is very relaxed. And he's busy cleaning his pedipalps again. Now pretty much what you're seeing here is more or less real time. I mean, we took, I think this video runs for about 13 minutes of the actual pairing. And in real time, they probably took about double that, probably about 20 minutes or so. So we didn't really cut very much out. The main bit that we cut out was him just sitting there sulking at the very beginning. Once we got onto this side of things, then things moved along at a nice steady pace. You can see he's quite tentative about how he approaches her. These guys have been known in the past to eat their males, but it is reasonably rare in our experience. Occasionally you lose the odd one, but 9 times out of 10 they come through. There's no problems at all. You can see there again, you're getting the little shakes from the male we're getting very little from our female. She's not doing anything at all. Her actual response is doing nothing, which is good because she's showing no aggression. Our male is still keen. Now you see there how she lifts her pedipalps. That is a good signal that she's still receptive. And you can see our male is stretching out now. He's stretching those pedipalps. Here we go. He's starting to get into position now. He's lining himself up. There we are. Now you can see me trying to get back in there to try and get another angle. I want to try and catch this insemination. There you go. Now he's back. He's moved his front legs onto her pedipalps. Now he's moved down to her fangs. You can see now he's actually holding her by her fangs. And he's lining himself up ready. The second pair of legs, you notice, they're looking for her second pair of legs. He's getting very close. There you go. He's made the jump. There's insemination there. You notice how she doubles over. He's still holding her in that position. Now we had an insemination there. He's maintained that position. He's kept a hold of her there. He's going to have another go. There you go. She's starting to move up a little bit now, which is a good thing because she dived. There you go. Another one there. There. Oh, we've done it twice there by the look of it. We've got insemination and then a quick release. That's the time when a female would grab a male. Look at him, straight into cleaning his pedipalps, sort himself out. He's in no rush to go anywhere. Now we're going to catch it from the other side now. And we can see exactly what's going on. So now you can see how he's literally stretching out those pedipalps. His two front legs are on her fangs. They're actually pushing her pedipalps back at this point. And then you'll see him move and he's literally over her fangs. We're not far off. There you go. He's gone for it. He's searching. There he's got it. Now he backs off a little bit, but he still maintains contact with the fangs. He's holding them. You see how she splays her fangs out? You can see his emboli clearly there. And here she comes. She's starting to come back up the glass. Here you go. He's gone in there. A bit more gentle this time. There's insemination there. And again there. Absolutely perfect. This is exactly what we want to see. You see how she's doubled over. And away, he's gone. And there you are. He's going to go off up there now. He's going to clean his pedipalps, get himself sorted out. He's very, very relaxed. He's almost done. There you go. Still the odd little shake. And she's starting to creep up the glass now. Notice the difference in the thickness of her legs compared to him. She's a much heavier specimen. Females often are. He's like, yep, I've had enough of you, my lady. I am leaving the building. And you notice how calm and collected he is. He's taking it nice and steady. He's in no rush. And she's showing no aggression there at all. Always important to let your males move out under their own pace. Let them go at their own speed. They're not going to go far. And we can just collect him up now off the side of the tank. Job well done.
Well, what did you think to that? It's always surprising how our spiders react when it comes down to pairing. Now, even within the same family, the same thing. So we could end up with, say, 6 different irminias and they will all behave slightly differently. So it's very important that we learn what our spiders are saying to one another. Now you would have seen there that our male, he was a little reluctant to leave and to leave his tub. And we went in there and he automatically fell into a threat posture. Now this is something that irminias are actually quite prone to do. They're quite happy to sit there and give it large and show you just how big and dangerous they really are. But they're not really. It's all a bluff. They're all just showing off. And then what happens is he calms down and then all of a sudden he feels a bit silly and starts sulking. So we then have to move him. Now occasionally you'll see us, we have to do this. And we basically just wake our spider up and we just move him gently with a brush to get him back into understanding or knowing what he's actually there to do. And once he picks up the pheromones or the female comes out, like in this instance, she came out and met him, he didn't really seem to know what was going on until she appeared. And then all of a sudden you see they get it on and they get sorted out. So it's very, very different how they all behave. And you have to try, as a breeder, you have to try and read the signs as to what's going on and what you need to do and all this sort of thing. So it's very, very important that we learn all these different things. Now you would have seen in the video there how he maintains contact with her while they're pairing, and most importantly, when he's breaking away, when he's finished pairing, you see he literally stretches out with that one leg as far as he can possibly reach, and he maintains contact with her all the time, and then he bolts and he's gone. And as soon as they get that split, then he'll either run for the heavens or he'll just, like this one did, he just moved gently out of the way and then he sat there and he continued to like clean his pedipalps and what have you. He was very, very calm. And our female was very calm as well. Now, these guys, oh, excuse me, these guys do in fact, on odd occasion, we haven't had it for a long time now, but on odd occasion, the female will grab the male and kill him. Now, generally speaking, the irminia aren't a bad one. So if you're getting into breeding spiders, these are a really good choice to start with. Those, the Cambridgei are another one, same family. Any of the Psalmopoeus family are reasonably steady in that respect. So if you're getting into your breeding, you want to try, these are a good spider to go for. They're not difficult to breed and you don't have to worry too much about conditioning. So all we do with ours is we make sure our female's molted out. So we get a date from when she molts. And then we normally go about sort of anywhere between 8 and 12 weeks onwards. And then we'll think about putting a male in with her. And in that time, we would have fed her up. You see our female there, she had a lovely big plump abdomen. Now, when they're in that condition, we know they're good and ready to start. So it's very important that we get our females ready. And as far as other conditioning goes, there isn't very much to do with them. We keep ours in this room, which sits around about 80 degrees, and we can maintain that. And these guys don't need drops in temperature or higher humidity or anything like that. Once we've paired them, we just carry on as normal. Let them get on and do their thing. And 9 times out of 10, they're successful. Obviously, we will get the odd one where we don't get a good insemination. But as we saw in the video there, we actually had 3, 4 really good inseminations. So fingers crossed, we should have something to report back in a couple of months' time. Now, normally within 2 months or so, they will actually produce an egg sac and then she will seal herself off and she'll stay tucked away. Now, we just carry on as normal. We carry on, we'll fill her water bowl up. We won't bother feeding her unless she comes out. If she comes out in that time, then we might offer her a bit of food. But generally speaking, we don't bother. She's normally got enough condition to get her through another month of looking after that egg sac before we either pull it or we can leave it in and hatch there as well. So again, if you're new to breeding and what have you, there's no need to take the egg sac away. With these guys, you can leave it with them and they will successfully open it up and you will have babies in there. The only reason we take the egg sac is because it's a little easier for us to collect up the slings. When you've got them in your main enclosure, they're obviously everywhere and it takes a bit of a time to actually catch them all up, and yeah, it's a little bit of fun. So we just do it really to save time as much as anything. Occasionally we leave them in there so we can get a bit of footage or whatever, but it's not important. We don't need to do that. We can leave them as they are. Right, well, I think that just about covers the irminia. They are really, really cool spiders. What are you doing there, camera lady? You're getting the shakes. You got the giggles, didn't you? Yeah. You're terrible. So naughty. Right. Yes, it's like an earthquake here in the beastie room, isn't it? Camera lady has just lost the plot, and yeah, she's got the giggles. So with that, we are going to sign off before she falls over. Right then, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. And I will see you soon, guys.